It's like the action marker.
So like I said in the last video, my first track day is coming up. It's April 30th, and now we have to do a lot of stuff to get ready for it. So one of the things that we're gonna do today to make sure that my car is prepared to be reliable on the track is to change the diff and trans fluid. And I should probably go get it. So we're gonna swap out the OEM fluid for the Moto Gear 300 fluid. So hoping that the transmission will just be a little bit more reliable, run cooler, etc., etc. Pretty much long story short, I read on the forums that this is something that I should do. So we're going to show you guys how to change the diff and trans fluid on an FRS because it's recommended to do it every, I believe it's 20,000 miles. And so this will just help the reliability of your car and especially the track reliability of your car. So let's get to it.
I was waiting for you to say it, but you didn't.
Oh. How hard can it be? So first we're going to start by switching the differential fluid. Now in order to do that, you're going to need this, which is a 10mm hex socket. It's not a very specialty item, but chances are you probably don't have it in your house. So you can find it at any auto parts store, just like I did. So you're gonna need this to remove two bolts, which is the drain and the fill bolts in the differential. So you're gonna start first by removing the fill bolt at the top left. If you're going under the car, it's on the top left of the diff. And then you're gonna remove the drain bolt. And when you remove the drain bolt, it's just gonna be like removing oil, where you have to have the pan ready in order to catch all this stuff. So I'm gonna go under the car and show you guys what I'm talking about, but it's a very simple procedure, somewhat similar to changing the oil in a car. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. Compared to our first oil change.
Definitely, I mean, we learned.
Yeah, we didn't fill it up. Alright, so now that you drain the fluid inside your differential, the next step is going to be to fill it. Pretty obvious. The reason that we went with this specific diff and trans fluid is because this top, it acts kind of as like a squirt bottle, so that instead of having to use a special pump that you normally have to buy in order to change the diff and trans fluid, you can instead just lean it up and squirt it inside the car. So again, this is the Moto Gear 300. I would recommend getting this one so you can save a trip to the store of having to buy a special pump. The next step, like I said, will be to fill the differential with the fluid. The way to fill this is you literally start filling it until it overflows from the fill bolt. So like you just keep going and going and going until it starts pouring out again, and then you know you're at the right amount. So before you replace the drain bolt in order to then fill the differential, you're gonna need this, which is a crush washer. Now you can pick this up at any Scion or Subaru dealership. On the forums, there were a lot of people that said that you could take the old one that you had, spin it around, and then put it back on and reuse that. But for $6, I went and I picked up a completely new set of gaskets for the fill and drain bolts of the transmission and differential, and I kind of would rather just play it safe for $6 and just get new ones. So that's what I did. So this is my new drain bolt gasket, and when we're going to be putting back the drain bolt, we're going to put this on. So you're going to be tightening the fill and the drain bolt of the differential to 36 foot-pounds, or at least anywhere in that general area. So now we're going to get back down there, put back the drain bolt, fill it, put back the fill bolt, and we should be done with the differential. Alright, so now that we've jacked up the car in the front, we're going to do the transmission now. So in order to do the transmission, you're first going to start by removing the panel that's covering the transmission. It's going to have 7 10mm bolts, and we're just going to quickly undo that and get to it. Oh, and then I have another idea. It's in my ear.
That should be correct orientation already.
Alright, so we're done with the diff and trans fluid switch. It did not go nearly as well as I hoped it would, and we'll explain why so that you guys don't have to mess this up when you're trying it yourself. But first off, I want to say that just again, the instructions are simply to remove the fill, then remove the drain and catch all the fluid, and then replace the drain, fill it up, put the fill, and then you're done. I mean, like, that's pretty much it for the diff and the trans. Other than for the transmission, you have to remove the plate, which, by the way, I was wrong. It's not just 7 10mm bolts. It's actually like 12 10mm bolts, and then 4 12 10mm bolts, and then 4 12mm bolts. But I mean, it's still pretty simple. It's just kind of tedious. So anyways, what we did wrong We use Modal Gear 300 fluid, and that's a good thing. We bought this because I read on the forums that if you use this type, because of this top, you don't have to buy a special pump in order to replace the fluid, and I thought, why not just save some time and money and skip the step of buying a pump? What we didn't do is we didn't research how this top was supposed to be used. So what was happening is I would have like the hole that I'd be trying to fill, and I'd be trying to use this tiny amount of straw to push it in there, and what kept happening is it would drain backwards and kind of spill on me. At some points I couldn't get enough of it in to raise it, so hold on, I'll get there. I couldn't get enough of it in to raise it so that all of the fluid from inside the bottle could go out. Pretty much what you need to do is if you pull this white part out high enough, it turns into this gigantic straw. It's that simple. And I tried pulling on it at first, but I was afraid that I would like break this or something like that. So we ended up watching a different YouTube video, and we found out that it's just that simple. All you have to do is pull up this top, and then it's super easy. But before I figured that out, at one point I was trying to fill it, and then I set it down on my stomach, and we might have footage of it, but
We do have footage.
Okay. And then it just fell over, and I got drenched with oil. So now I'm drenched with oil, and I kind of want to be done with this. So I'm going to end the video here. But as far as what to expect for the rest of Monica before my first track day, this is really going to be the last piece of maintenance type stuff that we're going to do. I might do one more oil change, but probably not for the channel since I've already made a video for that. So the next things I'm going to do to the car before I get it to the track is I'm going to buy lower control arms for the car and then get all the suspension tuned and tightened and stuff, etc., etc. We're going to do new brake pads, new brake lines, a harness bar, harness, seats.
And weight reduction.
Yeah, and we're going to do some weight reduction inside the car. And then it should be pretty track ready, and at that point I'll be out at my first track day. Yeah, so if you guys want to see all that stuff, see me at my first track day and follow along with this journey, make sure you guys subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Maybe check out his channel for some other content, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and one more thing. If you know anybody who is going to be working on their own car or doing anything like that, make sure to send them this video so they don't get covered in oil like I did. Because honestly, I really wish that I could have seen this video before doing this.
Or don't, because it's really funny.
If you hate the person, don't send them this video, but if you care about them, send them this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And we'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and one more thing. If you know anybody who is going to be working...
Yay! I was recording! Don't put your head in it!